Today we're looking at underrated Magic the Gathering cards for less than 15 cents. I'm going to start off with Become Immense. Now this actually is a competitive card, but I think it could be seen in more broader decks because literally just 1 mana deals 6 damage. It's got Delve, which means, so it's not 6 mana, it's actually more like 1 mana. You're not gonna pull it off immediately, all right? We don't have to go off on turn 2 like the Infect players do. Target creature gets +6/+6 until end of turn. Oh, you think you're only taking like 4 commander damage? No, you're taking an entire 10! Hopefully, and probably you're gonna be dead at that point. Ale Lion with something real special. Here we got the Glacial Revelation. Today's show is a shout out to all those budget players out there trying to scrap together maybe some commander deck for like a few pennies around here. What is like 15 cents? What is the budget actually? If every card was 15 cents, 0.15 times 100. There we go. We got $15 deck. And you're going to start off with Glacial Revelation, a green 2 generic sorcery. Reveal the top 6 cards of your library. You may put any number of snow permanents from among them into your hand. Put the rest into your graveyard. That's like a 2. It's like a 2-for-1 in 2 ways. If you build your entire deck around snow, you're basically drawing 6 cards. Put any number. And then put the rest into your grave. Actually, you know, it also can work. You can put any of them into your hand, and then you can put the rest of them into your graveyard for some reanimation shenanigans, or to help pay for your damn Become Immense. And, you know, that Become Immense isn't gonna pay for itself around here. We got Cosmic Seeds with the Frozen Ether. I don't exactly know what Ether is. Somehow I always think it's like some sort of magical creature urinating. It's a blue 3 generic enchantment. Artifacts, creatures. This is actually this is very expensive. Where on earth are you getting this for 15 cents? It's like 3 ticks, I guess. Maybe in euros it's a lot cheaper. Artifacts, creatures, lands, and opponents you control come onto the battlefield tap. This is a super taxing card. Quite damn strong, too. Alright, next up we've got someone to foresee with, I think, slow motion qualifies. Slow motion. Slow-mo. Okay, we got a blue 2 generic enchant creature. During the upkeep of enchanted creature's controller, that player pays 2, or you gotta sack that creature. Okay, when slow motion is put into a graveyard from play, return slow motion to owner's hand. Wow, this is like hard. I wouldn't say it's hard removal, but basically, if you want to keep your creature around, you have to keep paying this tax. I guess the key is you want to put this on a creature that isn't worth sticking around, but is still worthwhile to put the creature on. And you infinitely get this slow motion over and over again. It's like killing your opponent's board in slow motion. Oh, I love this one from Station Disaster with the Terramander. Used to be a standard all-star. Has gone nowhere after that, sadly. It is a blue 1/1 Salamander Drake with flying. But for 8 mana, which is not impossible, you adapt 4. But here's the kicker. You can get it on a discount, just like the rest of these cards. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard. Actually, insane card. I guess the problem is it's like, these types of cards really good on one-on-one. Not nearly as good in Commander. Yeah, because it's basically just, you know, a big 5/5 it's basically a vanilla creature that doesn't affect the board. Can skill win with a cheap deck? Probably not. Michael Superbacker, probably not. Let me tell you this. Can John Finkel, one of the legends of Magic the Gathering, win with a draft deck versus a vintage deck? The answer is going to most certainly be no. Unless the person playing the vintage deck is like someone who doesn't even know how to play Magic the Gathering. Montague King, extra Nikachu Live bonus. I've been doing this every evening for more than 2 weeks at this point. Okay, next up, we'll go with the alternate identity of Christopher B. We got Christopher F. How about Zoyowa Lava Tongue? I don't even know what this is. Oh, this is cheap. We got 2 mana, 2/2 Goblin Warlock. What is it doing? Did it cut itself and there's a bunch of purple jelly came out or something? It's got Death Touch. It can also be your commander. Now I know if I need to make a penny deck, I know who my commander is, because this one, is this the cheapest commander out there? It's literally a 2-cent commander. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, each opponent may discard a card or sacrifice a permanent. Zoyowa Lava Tongue deals 3 damage to each opponent who didn't. Love it! If I have a challenge, I'll get this card. Ooh, I love this acidic slime from Yo Little Ted. So versatile. And it's an oldie, but a goldie. Green, 3 generic 2/2 ooze with Death Touch. Enters the battlefield, destroy target artifact, enchantment, or land. That's right, it's land destruction. Hidden as like some fair disenchant, like Death Touchy creature. We got Christopher B with Reckless Ember Mage. Got lasers coming out of her hands. We got a red 3 generic 2/2 wizard. Pay a red 1 generic. Reckless Ember Mage deals 1 damage to our creature or player and 1 damage to itself. Okay, so like actually this is interesting. If you have infinite mana, you can win with this thing because you just hold priority and stack all the triggers. You just make sure that you're like, okay, I put a million triggers on the stack before any of them resolve. And yeah, this is Reckless Ember Mage is gonna hit the bin after 2 resolve, but the rest of them are still on the stack, and you will win the game. So that does work out quite well, I would say. Cosmic Seas will. For me, Frozen Ether was 15 cents for a bit before Commander took off. What was that? 20 years ago? Commander took off like easily 10 years ago. Necro Capro with the Goblin Gang. Goblin, which one? The Girder Gang? This one is a penny. We have a red, it's not even a real card. A red 3 generic 0/4 with reach. Whenever you roll a result not stored on the Goblin Girder Gang, you may store that result on it. When you do, Goblin Girder Gang deals 1 damage to any target without a hat. Without a hat! Finally, someone's getting punished for not wearing a hat these days. And it gets +1/+0 for each result stored on it. What about this thing? This thing doesn't have a real price, so it had to be this one. Oh yeah, that's very bizarre. This is an acorn card, you know that, right? Okay, always a bigger fish with the Scuttle Tide. Cheap card, discard. Oh, sorry, Scuttle Tide. Scuttle Tide. Scuttle Tide. Scuttle Tide is a blue 1 generic enchantment. Pay 1, discard a card. Create a 0/3 blue crab creature token. Delirium! Crabs you control get +1/+1 as long as there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. Ooh. So we get to make, we have a crab, we're gonna create a crab army, and they're gonna get bigger so long as we have Delirium. They laughed at us. They turned us into seafood, but we'll have the last laugh. Who will be eating who now? We got a super chat. We got Emperor in the house. Thank you very much, Emperor. The attempted murder. I'm sure it was successful. Attempted M. There we go. Attempted murder. I heard there was a murder and you are a suspect. We have a black axe sorcery. Choose target creature. Roll a 6-sided die. For each even event result, put 2 -1/-1 counters on that creature. For each odd result, create a 1/2 blue bird creature token with flying named Stormcrow. Oh god. Aha, I get it now. It's an attempted murder. We're gonna make a murder of crows around here. And we got the puns are coming out early, people. The puns are coming out early. Okay, we got this Shade Slayer Zycron with Halo Scab. Is it Halo Scarab? Are you sure it's Scarab, not Scab? It might be this. Well, this is a cheap card. We have a 2/1 Halo Scarab for 2 mana. It's has an activated ability of pay 2, exile Halo Scarab. From your graveyard, create a treasure token. Oh, so you get some mana. So yeah, it's an insect. Where is the insect? Oh, this is the bug. It is an artifact insect, like the Egyptian days. You say it's a scab? There's no such thing as... Hold on, what did you said? Halo? It's gotta be some other scab, right? Because Halo is something from a completely different plane. Headless scab, Haven Ghoul scab, Hordewing scab. There are a lot of scabs out here, but there's no Halo scab. Halo scab is not one of them. Maybe you meant headless scab. It is also cheap, probably because it is worthless. It is a 3-mana 3/6 as an additional cost to cast. Headless scab. Exile a creature card from your graveyard. Enters the battlefield tapped. I don't think that was it, though. Halo charge scab? Okay, hold on. Let's look up that. Halo... Oh, you're right. Why didn't Scryfall find this thing? Why... I'm telling you, if Google and Scryfall could have a collaboration together, I would love the love child between those two. Okay, we have a blue 4 generic 4/4 zombie. When Halo Charge Scab enters the battlefield, each player mills 2 cards. They may put an instant sorcery or battle card from your graveyard on top of your library. So it's like some sort of weird tutorish card sort of thing. It's like, it's slow Snapcaster Mage. No, it's slow, what's the 6-mana Snapcaster Mage? It's Snapcaster Mage, but really slow. Like, okay, I'm gonna put in some hours, I'm gonna earn a good hourly wage, save up my money, and then I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna buy this explosive that I'm gonna get, and I'm gonna get you next week. That's what Halo Charge Scab does. I guess that's the charged part. He's gotta charge himself up here. Neat card, though. Very actually neat card. Avatar Woe with the Ether Hub. Relevant without Fallout. Commander, Scientist, Energy, Commander, coming down pipeline. Okay. Okay, enters the battlefield. You get an energy. You can tap for any mana. Or you can pay an energy and you get any color. It's basically like Gemstone Caverns, but only one shot. So use that mana wisely. Because otherwise you're not going to get it again. Okay, Fungi, Reinforced Ronin. Reinforced Ronin is a red 2/2 artifact creature. It's a human samurai with haste. At the beginning of your end step, return Reinforced Ronin to its owner's hand. I swear we had a card like this the other day, and I trashed it, but then you people reminded me, like, but Nikachu, the ETB triggers. Think of the ETB triggers. Like, you don't even have to attack with this thing. You just basically pay a red, put this in play, triggers galore, go back to your hand. Also, it's got channel. Discard Reinforced Ronin, draw a card. Just in case you need those cards. Is he wearing a bowl on his head? Very likely. Or a very oversized hat. They just didn't have, his suit in his size. What kind of human samurai is this? More machine than man. It's more like Darth Vader around here. Okay, next up, we've got... Ooh, maybe Fiery Temper. Fiery Temper, 3 mana, deals 3 damage to any target. But if you are discarding a card, you can pay a red to get its madness cost, effectively getting a lightning bolt in your deck. So don't pay a full $1 for your lightning bolt. Use Fiery Temper. It's lightning bolt at home. All these cards are something at home. Next up, we've got the super chat from the Emperor. Thank you very much, Emperor. We got the Scarab of the Unseen. Do you have like a Scarab deck or something? Scarab of the Unseen. Okay, this is a 2-mana artifact. Tap, sacrifice Scarab of the Unseen to return all enchantments on target permanent you own to their owner's hand. Draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. Would you do that with, like, I don't know, what's that cycle called? There's these enchantments, like it enters the battlefield, you get a 1/1 creature. It enters the battlefield, you get, like, there's some ETB effect attached to it. Don't you mean Scab of the Unseen? Yeah, exactly. Scab of the Unseen. It was Scarab, right? There might be a Scab of the Unseen for all I know. How do you use this card? Sacrifice it to return all enchantments on target permanent you own. I have no idea if this is, like, underrated. It seems like very accurately rated. I have absolutely no idea how I'm going to use this. I'm gonna play this on turn 2, and my opponents are like, oh wow, power level of this table is like a 1. I don't know, maybe there is some combo attached to this. I have not a damn clue. Anyway, okay, moving on. We got Nikachu, pick my card. Not my jokes. The Reality Acid. From KenCon. Okay, Reality Acid, a blue 2 generic aura. Enchanted permanent. It's got Vanishing 3. As the aura enters the battlefield with 3 time counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a time counter from it, and when the last is removed, you sacrifice it. When Reality Acid leaves play, Enchanted Permanent's controller sacrifices it. That's... Whoops, sorry. These are wrong sound effects. This is the slow... What was that card called? Slow... The Halo Chart? No. Where's that slow card? I lost it! Where's the... I must have went back. The slow charge... Or it was the slow card. It was slow Snapcaster Mage. Anyway, this is slow removal. This is slow Doomblade. This is Doomblade in, like, I don't know, in Death by 1,000 Cuts, or Death by 3. Moving on, we've got some 124C, LOL Flute worthy. Absolutely. Oh yeah, you're talking about the last one. I was thinking of Torrential Gillerhulk for that last card. I'll have to check it on the replay. Gillum! Intangible Virtue. Really? Is that the white pitch spell? +1/+1 everything? Oh no, this is the token thing. So the white 1 generic creature tokens you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance. Alright, token. I think this is, however, a staple of every token deck ever. If you're not playing Intangible Virtue, like, what are you doing? Imagine a token player that's never heard of this card or can't afford it. That is just an absolute disgrace. Alright, we got the Emperor, again, with the Consecrated Land. Consecrated, oh no, the Consecrated, Consecrate Land. Okay. We have a white aura. Enchant the land. Enchant land is indestructible and can't be enchanted by other auras. But why? The scientists were too preoccupied on whether or not they could. They didn't stop to think if they should. I want to keep my... I guess it's land protection. Hey, your wastelands, dust bowls, strip mines, you keep them on your side of the table. Because this land is indestructible. What would you... If you had a consecrated land... And by land, I mean the card, the aura. Like, what land would you put it on? I guess I would put it on my Nykthos? That might be the most important land of all my lands? I think? Maybe? Okay, next up, we got Mako with the Spin into Myth. This is a blue 4 generic instant with some sort of weird dragon-looking thing over here. Put target creature on top of its owner's library, then Fate Seal 2? It's basically removal. To Fate Seal 2, look at the top 2 cards of an opponent's library, then put any number of them on the bottom of that player's library and the rest on the top in any order. It's like, okay, this card, do you have any shuffle effects? Because this card is a goner. You'll never see it for the rest of the game. It's going straight to the bottom. It's gonna have to work its way back to the top. We got the Godless Mac. You got that green looking thing from Ghostbusters. Okay, black counterspell Dash Hopes. Oh god. This card's terrible. Okay, it's a black instant. Whenever you play Dash Hopes, any player can pay 5 life. If the player does, they counter Dash Hopes. That's it. Oh, and it's 53 cents. Doesn't even count for the show. I guess like the list version in HP condition counts. This is a weird card to suggest. It's like pretty high above budget. Also, in my opinion, it just doesn't work. This is like one of those cards you're like, all right, counter. Well, what is that? It's Dash Hopes, which means I counter the spell. Well, what else does it say? Well, it also says that you can pay 5 life. And if you do, then you actually counter my Dash Hopes. Okay, I'm gonna pay the 5 life. Damn it! Okay, we got Chris Dingler with Anoint is an amazing old school card. It is a white instant with a buyback. Oh, this is Tempest Remastered. Let's look at the Tempest for 11 cents. For white, we got a buyback of 3 mana. So at 4 mana, we go infinite with Anoint. Prevent up to 3 damage to any creature. Healing Self for creature. It's a... They'll play around it the second time, I think. The first time, most definitely not. Next super chat, we got the Trance Warp. Visions of Brutality. It is a black 1 generic aura with Devoid, Enchanted Creature. Enchanted Creature can't block. Whenever Enchanted Creature deals damage, its control loses that much life. Oh, so it's a double duty card. So we give this to our opponent's creature. They can't block. Oh, I'm sorry. And then whenever they want to deal damage, well, their control loses that much life. Is that simultaneous? I think that triggers. So they at least get to hit us. They smack us for some damage. And with that smack on the stack, they get smacked for whatever, that much damage. Cool card, though. Next up, let's get Turiat's Annex. Hardened in the Forge. Oh, it's a red 1 generic star 3 demigod. Its power is equal to your devotion to red, which could be a lot. Whenever Annex or another non-token creature you control dies, create a 1/1 red satyr creature token with this creature can't block. If the creature had power 4 or greater, create 2 of those tokens instead. This is great value. This is like pennies. And again, I could make this my commander. This is budget commander right here. I just need to buy every other card in my commander deck for 1 penny. Anyone know where to get magic cards for 1 penny? Anyone got any leads on that? Do I go to a Facebook group? I have $1. Do you have magic cards? Okay, Kasai Maru with the Mirkwood Bats. It is a black 3 generic 2/3 bat with flying. Whenever you create or sack a token, each opponent loses 1 life. Great payoff to a sack outlet. Penny Dreadful? Well, that's like online, you know. You're calling it too early here, Stanley. You're calling it too early. You got like 10 more minutes to go. That was an early call. Someone 24C. Indeed, I do. I don't know what someone 24C said. Oh, Ether Spellbomb? Oh, Ether Spellbomb by Avatar Woe. Love the card. I started playing it recently. It's a blue artifact. Pay a blue, sack it, return target creature to its owner's hand. Also, pay 1. You can just crack it to draw a card. I mean, it's basically cycling a card. Now, the target creature you would want to bounce is either your opponent's creature, if it's in your way, or you could protect your own creatures. Your opponent tries to snipe your creatures down? No. I got my Ether Spellbomb. It's on the battlefield. And they're going to think twice before destroying your creatures because you got that Spellbomb. Okay, next super chat we got from X Luma. Ooh, and I love the avatar. Love the whole combo over there. Living Lore. All I remember about Living Lore is it's got a weird picture. We have a blue 3 generic star avatar. As Living Lore enters the battlefield, exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Its power and toughness are each equal to the exiled creature's mana value. Whenever Living Lore deals combat damage, you may sack it. Oh, sorry about that, Living Lore. If you do, you may cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost. Now that is a slow Snapcaster Mage. Very slow Snapcaster Mage. Pay 4, exile the card, but wait! Now I'm gonna punch you, and then we're gonna cast the card. In exchange for sacrificing as well. If this is blue, Bosch is red. I don't know what I do not know what that means, Jacob. I do not know, but I wish you well. Next up, we've got... Did we get one from David? I got a freebie sniped. What? What does that mean? Did you get sniped? You didn't even donate. The Fox Cloud Censor. Ooh, that's a great card. If you're looking for the most premium counter spells that are still valuable in the late game, you got Censor. We got a blue 1 generic. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1. By the way, this will make your opponent's bloods boil. They're like, it sucks so much to lose to the Force Spike, the Mana Tithe, the Censor. You could have had that 1 mana up the entire time, but you got greedy. That's right. You really had to tap out to play that big creature or enchantment or planeswalker. Now you got punished. You can also pay a blue to cycle the damn thing. You know, and so like it has replayability. It can be recycled if it's useless in the late game. You little Ted with Bitumen. Oh, Bituminous Blast. I believe that is a Cascade card for 4 damage. 5 mana with Cascade, deals 4 damage to target creature. Only creatures. Don't worry. They deserved it. And you get the Cascade, a free creature in play. Or instant or sorcery or planeswalker. And for 5 mana, it's probably going to be some quality. Going to be some quality stuff over there. Kankusha with Akel Pakel. First among equals. Easy card draw if making artifact tokens. We have a blue 2 generic 1/5 human advisor in a big throne and a big staff and the purple magic. At the beginning of each player's end step, if an artifact entered the battlefield under your control this turn, look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the other into your graveyard. Very good card draw. And card selection and graveyard building. Very interesting card. Next super chat from the Shade Slayer. Corpse Cobble. Corpse Cobble, black, blue, instant. As an additional cost to cast the spell, sack any number of creatures. But why? Why are we sacking our own creatures? Create an XX blue and black zombie creature token with Menace, where X is the total power of the sacrificed creatures. We literally just sacked all our creatures in play to make a big creature. But what did we gain? And we also got flashback. You can flash it back for a black, blue, 3 generic. I guess we just have to make sure that we sacrifice creatures that are coming back from the graveyard. Some124C admits, I hate when I don't have that extra mana. That's the problem. You don't know if you need that extra mana. But they let you know. Ooh, when they mana tithe you, oh, they let you know. You needed that extra mana the entire time. You censor them, you let them know. It's sending a message. Molly Swag. Strong meh on corpse. Strong meh? Oh, yeah, strong meh. I think the idea is if you play this card with cards that come back from the graveyard, it's just value. So, like, you know, if you had Bloodghast or Gravecrawler or some crap like that, sack them all to get this thing in play. And then it's like, it's a 2-for-1 too. You're going to get all your creatures back anyway, and then you can play Corpse Cobble again from the graveyard. It's a build around. You got to build. You got to use some imagination around here. Okay, we got Skitheryolt GTS. I doubt I pronounced that properly. Wirewood Savage. There's a lot of good beats out there. This is a great draw engine with them. It just sucks it's not a beast itself. No, it's an elf. It sucks how that works out sometimes. We got a green, 2 generic, 2/2. Whenever a beast enters the battlefield, you draw a card. Probably the best beast card out there. Do you pay the 1? Some Kamigawa proverb, probably. King Ginger with Spell Twine. One day we're going to have this show go into 2 cents. I wonder what you guys are going to pull off. Okay, Spell Twine. It's a blue 5 generic sorcery. Exile target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. And target instant or sorcery card from an opponent's graveyard. You careful what you leave in that graveyard. One person's trash is another person's treasure. And King Ginger is going through the garbage as we speak. Cast the copies if able without paying their mana cost. Whoa! Without paying its mana cost. So it's just a free card. Cast the copies if able without paying their mana cost. Well, I will do it gladly. And then exile Spell Twine. That is absolutely broken. That is a pretty cheap card for a 2-for-1 there. Okay, we're going to look at more underrated cards. For pennies, but you know where to get them from. You want to get them from FusionGamingOnline.com. Today's sponsor. The same as yesterday's sponsor and the day before that and the day before that. But it's my favorite sponsor. Because this is where I buy my paper magic card. If you want paper, we're all lovers of paper. Paper and paper accessories at very cheap very cheap penny prices. You want your penny cards that you see on this list today. You're going to get them at FusionGamingOnline.com because that's where I buy my own stuff. And apparently, I am an influencer. And I influence people to buy things where I buy things. And if you also, you know what I also do? I use my own coupon code Nikachu. They let me do that. And it would save you 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. If I have any crazy idea to playtest on Magic the Gathering Online, I'm not going to buy the cards. That's insane. What? And then if it doesn't work, I got to send them back at a loss? No, I'm just going to rent all the cards from Mana Traders. I have an unlimited number of deck builds of Merfolk that I can play around with. I don't own Urza Saga, but I still playtest with Urza Saga by borrowing them with Mana Traders. And you know what? If the deck sucks, I send them back and I don't talk about it. No one hears about it. And that's fine with me. And you can support the channel and make your own decks that you're not going to tell anyone else about because you're too ashamed to show them. Using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_1JV. But if it does work out, you're going to look like a genius. A genius. You can show off your 5 zeros. How does play without paying mana cost interact with X cost? X is probably going to be 0. I think that's the idea. It's cast the copies if able without paying their mana cost. I actually don't know what that means. That could mean like if it does have an X cost, you can pay X. But in general, X is going to be 0. You can't like, oh, Fireball for 1,000,000. Lollers. Is Mana Traders for online only? Yes, it is only online. Digital Magic cards on Magic Online, not Arena. Sometimes wonder like how many people got that like confused. Oh no, what happened? What did I do? Screw up my music here. I got all reorganized. Yeah, I hopefully nobody messes the difference between Mana Traders and MTG Arena. Oh, I love this card, Baron. Tolarian Archmage. Jumpstart version makes the price cut. That's good enough. Good enough for me. It's a blue-blue 1 generic 2/2 human wizard. Enters the battlefield. Return. Go boing to one other target creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand. And at the beginning of your end step, if a permanent was put into your hand from the battlefield this turn, you draw a card. Finally, Oboro actually has a real home. This is what Oboro was made for, this card. The land that you can bounce back to your hand. So not only you have land drops, you have very slow infinite card draw. Slack Wellman. Zetalpa. Primal Dawn. Big Daddy Z. Zetalpa. What kind of name is this? Oh, it's a dinosaur. We've got dinosaurs in the house. For 8 mana, it's a 4/8 Elder Dinosaur. Flying, Double Strike, Vigilance, Trample, and Indestructible. This thing is worthless. For all those abilities, no one wants to take a chance on Big Daddy Zetalpa? No, I guess not. Very big card, though. Like, that can be the top-end win condition for any deck. I guess it's deceptive. It's like a 4-power creature. It looks like a 4-power creature when really it's like an 8-power creature. It's indestructible! It's literally indestructible. People kill for indestructible. Felipe, we got the Siphon Mind. Good for EDH. Black 3 generic sorcery. Each other player discards a card. You draw a card for each card discarded this way. Each other player. Oh, so 4 mana, draw 3. And they also lose 3 combined. Cool card. Toads with the super chat. The Glass Casket. Do you super chat, Toads? I usually find you in the freebie section. Okay, we got a white 1 generic artifact. When Glass Casket enters the battlefield, exile target creature and opponent controls with mana value 3 or less until Glass Casket leaves the battlefield. Oh yeah, premium removal. Oh yeah, and actually Toads super chats all the time. I keep thinking, you know, you and Alpha Nerd are just like one person to me at this point. Once in a blue moon, man, I use super chat. I know you do. Siphon Mind was god-awful back when it was 1v1. That's right. There's a lot of 1v1 terrible cards. Sleazy. Because you said to spend all the money we got for Christmas. Yes, all the money has been spent. That's why we're dishing out the cheap cards today. You know, this is the post-Christmas holidays shopping spree. You can like buy a lot of cards for $10 and feel like you got a big order. Alan, Flame Rift. It's only 2 mana, but it makes 12 in my Neheb deck. It is a red 1 generic sorcery. Deals 4 damage to each player. 4 mana. It makes 12. It's a Flame Rift 2 mana ritual. This is not a ritual. This is a damage spell. It's still a good card. I'm not gonna argue that though. Still a good one. Welcome, Waking Dead. Okay, next up we've got, we'll get with the Jaded's Kasali Pride Mage. What happened to this card? This card used to be like a top tier card, like no one plays it anymore. It's literally a grizzly bear that is a disenchant. Also, it has Exalted. Like, what more do you want on this card? And now it's like worthless. Kasali Pride Mage, you used to be the talk of the town. Now nobody even knows who you are. And you look homeless. It's a white green 2/2. Exalted, yeah. Just pay 1, sack it, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Great card. It was a classic. Very, very classic. Emperor! The Emperor is back. With Mowu. I don't know what this is, but I love the name. Loyal Companion, my favorite budget commander. It is a 14-cent commander. They made sure that there's a lot of stuff under like a dime. Or around a few dimes. 4 mana for a 3/3 dog, Vigilant Trample. Now if 1 or more +1/+1 counters would be put on Mowu, Loyal Companion, that many +1/+1 counters are put on that are put on it instead. I have a feeling anyone who's just listening to this just means absolutely nothing to anybody. You really have to read the card to understand the card. You gotta read it for yourself. Because that doesn't make any sense when you listen to it. That many 1/+1/+1 counters are put on it instead. It's just a bunch of gibberish. Yes, +1/+1/+1. Exactly. It's exactly. Christopher B had a good one back here. Bile Blight. This is a forgotten card that exists. You have trouble with tokens? Well, not anymore. Bile Blight. Black instant. Target creature and all other creatures with the same name as that creature get -3/-3 until end of turn. This works on tokens, right? There's gotta be some. Bellblade has only 1 target. Target creature is an illegal target. Unless a token is a copy of another permanent or is explicitly given a name by the effect that is created, its name is the subtypes it was given when it was created, plus the word token. For example, if an effect creates a 1/1 soldier token, the token is named soldier token. But it kills the tokens, right? Yes, it works on... Okay, thank God. Otherwise, I'm going to look stupid again. I can only look stupid so many times in 1 week before people start unsubscribing. It sounds like... But people keep subscribing despite my crappy analysis and my poorly read... my poor reading skills. Adrian, hey Nikachu, how's the pickings for cards going tonight? They're going great, actually. We have all sorts of random trash. That is, sorry, random, cheap, useful trash. Great premium trash. Fungi with Nim Abomination. Is interesting because, as far as I know, there's technically no way to make it work. Then how is it underrated? All right, Coffee Crew, put all your thinking caps on. Combined, maybe we can solve this mystery. It's a black 2 generic. 3/4 zombie at the end of your turn. If Nim Abomination is untapped, you lose 3 life. I don't even know what the point of this card is. At the end of your turn, if Nim Abomination is untapped. So basically, it encourages you to attack. Attack or die. Or to feel the pain. Use it with opposition. I guess so. But like, what is the benefit to that? It's just a 3 mana creature. What, you have a random 3 mana card? Your beaming personality makes up for any possible shortcomings. Also, I say things with such confidence, people just believe me most of the time. So those people who are really paying attention, they can sniff out my BS. Or whenever I just misread a card. It'd be much less funny if you read everything correctly and remembered every card we did. Oh, man. I mean, like I said, that's part of the community. You all gang up on me in the comments section. This guy can't read cards. This guy doesn't even know how to play Commander. I've never even heard of any of these commanders. We got Saleezy with the Charmbreaker Devils. So much fun, huh? It's a 6 mana 4/4 devil at the beginning of your upkeep. Return an instant or sorcery card at random from your graveyard to your hand. Random? We're taking a chance here. We're gonna pull on that slot machine and see what comes out. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Charmbreaker Devils gets +4/+0 until end of turn. If you sculpt your graveyard really well, I mean, this is great value. It essentially says, like, every turn, I'm gonna get, like, some incredibly... Also, you could just play with only good instants and sorceries, so you can't even miss. And that's a huge buff. +4/+0? This person can, like, just smack you into oblivion. This is a crazy card. Stop sniffing, it's not good for your health. Well, I think I shall do it anyway. Okay, Kesimaru with Psychic Paper, kinda underrated. Psychic Paper. Can it read my mind? 2 mana for an equipment artifact. As Psychic Paper becomes attached to a creature, choose a creature card name and a creature type. Equip creature as Ward 1. It can't be blocked, and its name and creature type are the last chosen name and creature type. Also, pay 2. What is this? It's got creature. So our creature gets Ward 1. It's unblockable. I don't like this. It can't be blocked. It's unblockable, damn it. Its name and creature type are the last chosen name. Oh yeah, it's that weird card. That one of those weirdo cards. Have I missed anyone? Let's see. Have I missed? We got... I don't know if Waking Dead got a card yet. Spider-Mogus. Spider-Mogus is a red sorcery. Spider-Mogus deals damage to target creature equal to the number of instants and sorcery cards in your graveyard. And you scry 1. Deals damage equal to the number of... Oh, so you could basically kill something for a huge chunk of damage. In the late game, this is like... It's almost like a Scred card, but for instants and sorceries in your graveyard. Llanowar Elves. Come on, everyone knows what Llanowar Elves is. Also, is Llanowar Elves cheap? Just out of curiosity. Llanowar Elves is expensive for some dumb reason. Well, we got the... and I'm not lying. Like, this is a 30-cent card. Game Night Free-for-All version. 30 cents. 38 cents. 73 cents. $6! This is a pricey card, that's for sure. Doctors recommend that snorting your boogers instead of blowing it out because blowing causes pressure in insensitive places and potentially causing more problems. You know what? I've been blowing out of my nose for like 35 years. I don't think I'm gonna switch to sucking it up my nostrils and then swallowing it. It does not seem nearly as convenient. Also, it sounds so much harder. How could anyone recommend that? Let's say I have a clogged nose. What do you want me to do? Do this and then go... yeah, I got it. God, that sounds awful. That's not the way to... And what are we going to call it? Is it like we're not blowing our nose anymore? It's like we're sucking our nose. Okay, let's get back on topic here. We've got the Fledermoose with the Dreamscape Artist. Kinda Heroine Blue. We have a blue 1 generic 1/1 human spell shaper. 3 mana. Tap it, discard a card. Sack a land, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield, and then shuffle your library. It is blue ramp. This is one of very, very few blue ramp cards as far as I'm concerned. And it's definitely Heroine Blue. It's exactly like that. New streaming time only until Friday, and then it's over. So enjoy it while it lasts. 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. You better be there. I've been talking about this for like a month and a half. Do you people not make it to the end of the damn show? You are revealing yourselves! Everyone's revealing who, like, leaves after, like, the sponsored ads or 75% through the show. Or when, like, the Wii Sports music kicks in or something like that. You're all revealing yourselves. Alexander with the scour of possibilities. Scour Al? Oh. Oh, scour all possibility. We got blue 1 generic sorcery. Scry 2, then draw a card. So it's got flashback. It's like a poor person's ponder. The poor person's ponder here. Okay, next up we've got Tyler Di Benetto with the Doom Traveler. And with Doom Traveler, good jank value. With Blood Artist, another underrated card. Okay, hold on. Doom Traveler. Is it really just 1L? It is 1L. You cannot spell Traveler. White 1/1. When it dies, you get a 1/1 white spirit creature token. So it's good sack fodder. Don't feel bad about sacking the Doom Traveler. It was all part of the plan. Windows 98 was it. So glad I was here for the sucking your nose discourse. Thank you for acknowledging it exists. Sometimes I don't know when when I go off topic. I don't know who's paying attention. So you people are just keep jamming out cards. We got just like Vin here with the Fog Elemental. It's a blue 2 generic 4/4. That's big. Okay, it's a flyer. And when it attacks or blocks, sack at end of combat. Ugh. So the idea is, I guess, you're going to trade with something. It's cheap, and it's big enough to wreck somebody. The guy is definitely doomed since you know you're going to use the spirit token, yeah. The guy's doomed because it's in my deck. You're not in the deck unless your sole purpose is to be sacrificed. Okay, we got Zai Curran here. Okay, what do you got for us, Zai Curran? Like to shout out Chainer's Edict. Is that literally not like a super highly rated card? But it might be too much since it's only 15 cents. No, 15 cents is okay. But it's 50 cents. It's 50 cents. Okay, there's two problems with Chainer's Edict. One, 50 cents. Second, I thought this is like a staple. Maybe it's a staple in Pauper? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not a staple in Commander. Because it's only target player sacks a creature. So it's probably... Actually, maybe it is underrated in Commander, but accurately rated in Pauper. I'll give it... You know what? I'll give it to you. It's like 40 cents, but if it went through the wash a few times, it was in HB condition, but was sleeve playable, yeah, we could make it work. We can make it work. Fog Bank is better than Fog ML. Okay, let's look at Fog Bank. Is it good enough? Yeah, it is, and it's cheap enough. It's like 15 cents. Okay, we have blue 1 generic 0/2, Defender Flying. Prevent all combat damage that be dealt to and dealt by the Fog Bank. Are you trying to come attack me? I'm basically indestructible, baby. I'm a Fog Bank. The first time I played against a Fog Bank, I was like, wow. I actually have no purpose attacking this player. It is completely pointless. I was very impressed. This 2 mana. It's basically the most indestructible wall out there. Okay, Wastes, clearly insane. 1 color mass for free. Insane. What? Wastes? The Wastes? I have a feeling this card's expensive. Oh no, this is way too expensive. It's like $1. Even if you thought like adding a colorless mana was valuable. Who do we not have yet? Jordan! How does Trample work with it? Trample work with this? Oh, just trample right over it. You would deal like 2 damage to the Fog Bank and all the excess damage. Or would it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Trample just jumps over this thing, but this thing doesn't die. I take all of you seriously, alright? This is a serious show. This is real life around here. People are building decks around these things. I've gotten people to buy troll cards before. I once did an April Fool's joke on Quicksand. That could be an underrated card. This is probably worthless. Oh yeah, it's worthless. It's not that bad. I played it in my earlier decks when I first started playing Magic the Gathering. You tap to add a colorless mana, your mana pool. You can tap, sacrifice it, target attacking creature without flying gets -1, -2. And I made such a big deal about this card on April Fool's. Like, this is the next big thing. It can kill Ragavan, for crying out loud. Your Ragavans are going to be stuck in their tracks. And then then I was like, okay, if you want the sideboard guide for this deck, it's free in the description. And then when they went to the guide, it said April Fools. And then I got a bunch of comments in the comment section like, well, there's $5 in foils I'll never get back again. And a bunch of that stuff. It was like, it was not a very expensive prank, but it is modern legal. It's still not that good, though. Well, I was really selling quicksand. I made it look good. I even had a game, I think. I had a game that showed off quicksand, and people were really excited about it. Okay, Zykurin. Intangible Virtue, the old OP forgotten. Isn't this just it's another token card? We did this one. We did Intangible Virtue, so I'm going to donate your Intangible Virtue. Undertaker from Felipe. We got a black one generic, 1/1 human spell shaper. I've seen her from somewhere, but I have no idea where. Okay, we have a black tap. Discard a card. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Very good value. Aline, I cast Claim and Fame. Claim, _Fame. Reanimating Hex Mage, sacking Dark Depths and targeting Merit Lage for the 22/20 haste. Claim and Fame. Return target creature card from with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Also, Fame. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains haste until end of turn. I don't even know how you made that work, because like the Merit Lage isn't even legal at the time that you play Fame, right? Oh no, this is Aftermath. Cast this spell from your graveyard. That's right. Oh yeah, it's a 2-for-1 in that way. Tyler, Shieldred's Edict. This is literally one of the hottest cards on the block right now. This sees like tons of play. Not very underrated at all. How cheap is it? It's $3. Disqualify you twice. Okay, we got Muhammad with the 9-finger discount. 9-finger keen. This is a blue-green, black, 1 generic, 4/4, menacing human rogue with ward pay 9 life. That is a hefty amount of life that you have to pay in order to kill a 9-fingers keen. Oh, look at that. No pinky there. Probably got chopped off. Trying to use that old 5-finger discount. Now it's a 4-finger discount. Whenever 9-fingers keen deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 9 cards of your library. You may put a gate card from among them onto the battlefield. Then if you control 9 or more gates, put the rest into your hand. Otherwise, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This is incredible card draw. Also can be good for that gate combo deck. Next super chat from KenCon. We've got Innocent Blood. We have not done Innocent Blood yet. See, this is like Chainer's Edict, but for everybody. Each player sacks a creature. Everyone gets sacked. We got Brionac. He's 16 cents. That's fine. In HP condition, it's probably 10 cents. We got Sarolf, Realm Eater. Made a nasty commander deck with it. I remember when this card was released, it was like this super hyped card. And then it did not. I swear I played against it once, though. And then it just did nothing. It's a green, a black, 1 generic, 3/3. So if it didn't make competitive Magic, it can make casual Magic. Whenever a permanent an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, it's gonna get a counter. +1/+1. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Sarolf has 1 or more +1/+1 counters on it, you may remove all of them. If you do, exile each other non-land permanent with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of counters removed this way. Oh yeah, it's a Pernicious Deed on a creature. That's what made this card so hype. Sarolf is mean. He was getting lots of play upon release. Yeah, and then people found out, you know, I'm not gonna say the card is bad, but like the card just didn't make the cut, you know, it just didn't make the cut. Yeah, I get to go, I get to get up at 5 to go to work, then I watch Nikachu at lunch break. Yep, that's right, that's what you all do. And some of you watch me on the toilet. Admit, you watch on toilets. You have a system, you're gonna be on there for a very long time. So you gotta do something during that 20-30 minutes. Eon Frolicker from Ellen Chan Gaming. Fun combo piece in Commander. Does that mean it is not underrated? Perhaps accurately rated? Wow, this is very cheap. It's only 1 copy of it at 16 cents. 16 cents has only been printed once. Blue 2 generic for a 5/5 Otter with flying. When Eon Frolicker enters the battlefield, if you cast it, target opponent takes an extra turn after this one. Until your next turn, you and planeswalkers you control gain protection from that player. This card's fantastic. And you can basically, like, it's like donating somebody an extra attack. So this is a very political card, but very effective card. I love it. Cool card. Definitely underrated. Definitely should deserve more than 16 cents. So, like, this is a way of also giving the one player lagging at the table to catch up. Like, come on, you need an extra land drop. You need another attack step. Maybe we can help you with the Eon Frolicker. Yazoink! Metamized Prophecy. The prophecy has been fulfilled. We have a blue 1 generic. It's a saga. Chapter 1, Scry 2. Chapter 2, choose a card name. And it does. What are we going to do with it? Hey, Chapter 3, whenever you cast a spell with the chosen name for the first time this turn, you draw 2 cards. Cha-ching. And then Chapter 4, literally the top card of each player's library. I can't help but feel like Chapter 2 and Chapter 4 sort of suck, but Chapter 1 and Chapter 3 are quite good. Summer Mermaid Star says, based otter. Very based. Do we have it? I think next is a super chat from Xluma. Hirobi. Death's Veil? Well, Death's Whale, right? And if possible, I want to donate half of this to Arcanus Ultra with Academy Elite. You have someone looking out for you, Arcanus. Someone's looking out for you. Okay, we'll do your second. Okay, black 2 generic 4/4 spirit flying. Whenever a creature becomes the target of a spell or ability, you destroy that creature. That is dangerous. It's danger. Anything becomes a destruction spell. This is a great card. And it's a spell or an ability. So if you build your deck with just abilities to like just ping things away, you just kill everything off. Very, very strong card. Okay, Arcanus gets the next one. We'll even give you a super chat sound effect for that one. The Academy Elite. Were you did you graduate from the Academy? We have a blue 3 generic 0/0 human wizard, but it's an entire academy. What are this? It's got a Pope hat in the back. We got a Pope hat. We've got a pirate hat. Everyone has a different hat. Okay, well, moving on. Okay, Academy Elite enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is the number of instant and sorcery cards in all graveyards. Pay 3, remove a counter from Academy Elite, draw a card, then discard a card. So you got some looting and value going on over here. Looks like a cult. It is a cult. Can only imagine. They probably didn't learn anything, but they're all gonna graduate themselves. Yeah, Jacob heard the buzzword. Hats? Look at all these hats. And they're all different, though. We got like a chef's hat over there, the Pope hat, pirate hat. Yeah, we got like a lot of different hats. Those are hoods? I don't think so. They look very hat-like. In my opinion. But you're the hat master, not me. Redco. Roby is disgusting with something like liquid metal coating. You better believe it! Liquid metal coating is going to go to town on everyone with this thing. Don't forget Grumgully, the combo goblin. Grumgully. Grumgully, says Ale. We got a 3-mana 3/3 goblin shaman. Each other non-human creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. I have no idea how you combo with this card. Each other non-human creature you control enters the battlefield. Is there like something where something enters the battlefield, and if it gets a counter, it like creates a token, and if that token gets a counter, it makes a token or something like that? Otherwise, I have no idea how this goes infinite. Or there's another Grumgully? No, that's the only Grumgully I can see around here. Spectral Maniac. I've managed to get my opponents with 1,000 wins. 1,000 wins. More than a few times in my Kadena Commander deck. Okay, we have a blue 4 generic 5/6 elemental. This is in my draft shaft. That's not my draft, like my bulk rares bin. It's got flying though, and it's got Morph for 7 mana. They'll never see it coming. And when it's turned face up, return all other tapped creatures to their owner's control. That is an absolute got 'em. They're going to be very unhappy when they see that. I want a playset of 1,000 wins. A playset for 4 decks. Elvish Visionary is literally a staple. Not underrated at all. I guess Grumgully plus that 1 red cap that has persist and sack outlet. Oh yeah, that's possible. Oh yeah, that's right. That's a good idea. Yeah, like some sort of a persist card. So it comes into play with a -1/-1 counter, but then instead it's going to get a +1/+1, so it cancels each other out. That works out great. Okay, Eric, you get the last freebie here. You sliced your last spud. When potatoes get revenge. Spirit Sister's Call. It is a black-white 3 generic enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, choose target permanent card in your graveyard. You may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type with the chosen card. Okay, when does this start getting good? If you do, return the chosen card from your graveyard to the battlefield, and it gains. If this permanent would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else. Ah, so you do a whole switcheroo plan here. It's like Reanimator, really. At the beginning of your end step, yeah, at the end of your turn, you keep switching the most powerful, the crappiest thing in play for the most powerful. That's just wild. Very strong. Very strong for 10 cents, I must say. Deep Analysis didn't realize it was underrated. Thought it was just below 10 cents. Oh my god, this is a classic. It's not really played anymore, so I'll put it on the list. Deep Analysis, a 4-mana sorcery. Used to be a tier 0, no, I don't know, tier 1 card. It was a tier 1 card for a very long time. You drew 2 cards off of this, but the deal is that you could flash it back for a blue 1 generic and just pay 3 life. I know the words on these cards. I mean, the word, it's just word village these days. Okay, we're just Super Chat Central from now on. We got Tyler, the Zathrid Necromancer. Recycle all the cheap human sack fodder like Hunted Witness. Now that is value. I remember this card. It's a black 2 generic. It's like this massive reanimator, right? It's a 2/2 human wizard. Whenever Zathrid Necromancer, another human creature you control, dies. Oh, that's right. If something else dies, you create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token. So you can send your creatures to death. You can sack them. And you at least get some zombies out of the deal. But the point is, it was all part of the plan. It was all part of the plan. Next up, we've got Mamfaxo. What super chat sound effect do I give you? I give you this one. When's the next brother stream? I need to see his feet. It's gonna be a while because I'm going on vacation for like 3 weeks soon, so it's gonna be a while. It's probably not for till the end of the month, to be honest. You didn't give us a card, so we're gonna donate that to the freebie section. Who we give to the freebie section? Maybe Smallpox. That actually sounds like a great commander card. This is a fantastic card for commander. Black sorcery. Each player loses a life, discards a card, and sacks a creature, then sacks a land. If you're prepared and your opponents are not, I mean, they're gonna get completely blown out. Step 1, make sure you have, there's a land that's like, if you sack it, you search a library for a basic land card, put it into play tapped. So that's step 1, don't put any precious lands in play. Step 2, don't put creatures in play. Step 3, play Smallpox. We got there is a very dedicated Smallpox fam out there, I'm telling you. What the hell? I just arrived and saw feet super chat. Yeah, well, people pay for that stuff, you know. That's the internet for you. We got Nate Sheen with Hirobi. Has a beautiful pairing with the King of Oathbreakers. Hirobi, you say? Did we do this one? Oh, we did do a Hirobi. Oh, you got sniped, Nathan. I think I don't know when you got here, but we did a Hirobi. It's an amazing card. I do believe this card is busted in the right deck. It's probably the coolest card I've seen all day. It's a very cheap card that basically turns like anything that targets into like a machine gun. Okay, we're gonna donate the super chat then to Abraxas. Freaky. Boy, said, let me see it. Oh. No more freebies? Why would he like to us like this? Well, no, the after 1 hour, it's like otherwise the show would go on for forever. But you can keep suggesting cards because you never know when someone gets sniped. That's why we're gonna give this super chat to who hasn't got a card yet. Sorry, I misread it. Thought you meant cheap cards only. It's gotta be cheap, cheap and underplayed. Underplayed. Okay, we're just gonna go with Yazoink, the king of the Oathbreakers. Was this part of someone else's super chat? Was that part of the last one? I can't remember. Okay, it was a black, white, 2 generic, 3/3 spirit noble flying. When king of the Oathbreakers or another spirit you control becomes the target of a spell or ability, it phases out. Oh, so this is the car. Oh, interesting. So this is a pair with Hirobi. Oh, actually, you guys are a team. All right, I never would have looked up this card. Whenever King of Oathbreakers or another spirit you control phases in, create a tap 1/1 spirit creature token with flying. So the deal is, this is an insane combo. So Hirobi will kill all your opponent's stuff, but it phases your stuff out and it comes back with more stuff. It's amazing, actually. Isn't Oathbreaker a fan-made format? Well, it's that too, but it's also a card, apparently. King Ginger with Jeering Homunculus, your YouTube avatar. I didn't know that. Well, there you go. What is the origin story for this? It's a 2-mana 0/4. You could have chosen anything as an avatar, anything in the world. You chose the damn Jeering Homunculus. When it enters the battlefield, you may goad target creature. Okay, then. That creature gonna go somewhere, anywhere but themselves. Anywhere but me. Redco. What do you got for us? Clinging Mists. Great Fog that punishes Craterhoof. Let's be serious. Any fog punishes Craterhoof. It's a 3-mana instant, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. However, Fateful Hour. If you have 5 or less life, tap all attacking creatures. Those creatures don't untap during their controller's next untap step. Ooh! It reminds me of, I think it was Tangle. Very similar thing, where... Hold on, let's look at... I think it's just Tangle without the Fateful Hour. It's called Tangle? Prevent... Oh, this is so expensive! The invasion copy is like $5.33. No wonder this people consider this busted. That's wild. Okay, whatever. It's a 2-mana prevent all combat damage that will be dealt this turn. Each attacking creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. I guess this one actually is slightly better. Not only is it cheaper, but also you tap all attack. Oh no, it's only tap. Oh, it's only tap attacking creatures. Oh, including the vigilance ones. That's what I thought it was just tap all creatures. Anyway, this card is great too. Good stuff. Okay, next up we've got Zai Kurin with kind of missed the old modern border. The new one doesn't seem right. The bottom seems weird, but the legendary changes were cool for the cards. I sort of agree with you, Zai Kurin. I can actually get behind that. I do also like the old borders quite a bit. But I do like also the new legendary look that they give everything. Martin McWaters just realized Garrick's Horde is a rare for less than 15 cents. Let's get in and see what he's all about. 7/7 trample lets you cast creatures from the top of your library. It's Garrick's Horde. He's hoarding the creatures under his bed. No one else is allowed to buy them. All right, we have a green 5 generic 7/7 beast with trample. Play with the top card of your library revealed, and you may cast the top card of your library if it's a creature card. That is absolute value. It could also kill you. How did Tangle become common? I don't know. It was just common. A little late today? What, you or me? Okay, we got Ellen Chan Gaming with the, none other than the Monoxa Midway Manager Dice. Monoxa? Midway Manager? What's with the dice comment? You need dice? Okay, it's a 4-mana 3/3. Whenever you roll a 3 or higher, Monoxa Midway Manager gains first strike until end of turn. If the roll was 4 or higher, it gains menace until end of turn. If the roll was 5 or higher, it gains lifelink until end of turn. Pay 6, roll a 6-sided die. Whenever you roll a 3 or higher. So that you can arbitrarily roll a die, or you can just play cards that will roll a die for you. What is this in the background? It's like the ghost from Pac-Man. You have a ghost from Pac-Man. What is with this manager? What are you even managing? The Midway Manager? She looks like she works at a fast food joint or something. She's gonna serve me a burger. She's gonna manage the people that are gonna serve me a burger. Oh, the other day I almost freaked out. I was at a fast food restaurant, and then like the person serving me was like it was like near the end of the day, so I guess they cashed out all the money out of the cash register. They had a big wad of cash in their hands. So I pay for the food, and then I look up, and then I see a person like making my food, and I'm like, is this the same person? Is that literally the same person who was just touching the money? This is disgusting. But after 3 minutes later, the money person came back, and then I realized, okay, these two people are separate. I can like live in peace. It was just very awkward. They were touching money with gloves on. They still had the gloves on when they were like making food. Wasn't the same person though. King Ginger. I don't know about the rest of you. I want my food made as cleanly as possible. Bane, Lord of Darkness. Is this the Batman Bane? Will be Batman Bane eventually. Countdown for Mickey Mouse Magic the Gathering cards. We got a black, blue, white, 1 generic, 5/2 god. As long as your life total is less than or equal to half your starting life total, Bane, Lord of Darkness has Indestructible. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, target opponent may have you draw a card. If they don't, you may put a creature card with equal or lesser toughness from your hand onto the battlefield. This card is insane. This card does everything. It's only 4 mana. Man, legendary cards are like worthless these days. They do so much. Or they just have so many legendary cards that people just can't get around to all of them. Next super chat we got from Fungi. Dueling Rapier. I'm probably not pronouncing that correct. The Dueling Rapier. Is it like Rapier? The red equipment with flash. Enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control. It gets +2/+0. And you can equip for 4. But the good news is you can pay 1 mana to give it that surprise. It's that surprise attack. Flashed it in, attached it to that creature, and all of a sudden, no, that block was not what you thought it was. In fact, it's crap. In fact, your creature is gonna die. Okay, next up, we've got Tyler Bremer with Redeem Me! Cut down in heavy play. I use that super chat already. We'll give you this one. Okay, cut down. We got a black instant, destroy. Target creature with total power and toughness 5 or less. That's actually amazing. Oh, it's $1 though. Come on, it's supposed to be less than 15 cents. This is like... Okay, look. Oops. Oh, you see what's the secret background? Everyone saw the secret. That's like my underwear. This is like, everyone gets to see it. You want to see what it looks like here? Here, this has been behind there the entire time. Nobody knew. Okay, anyway, it's like $1.34 at cheapest, so it definitely gets disqualified, that's for sure. So we're gonna donate it. We're gonna donate to the freebie section here. It's okay, Tyler. You know, some days, some days we just don't know how to submit a card for the show. Okay, we got Xander with Philip to the loss, sorry. I can't pronounce this guy's name. It's a homunculus, though. It's a blue 1 generic 1/1. Enters the battlefield, draw a card. Here's my draw card effect. If it entered from your library or was cast from your library, draw 2 cards instead. Now that's extra value. And it becomes the target of a spell or ability. I'm not done yet. becomes the target of a spell or ability, shuffle Philiptha into its owner's library to be reclaimed once again. And it is, in fact, cheap enough. All right, it's 20 cents, and it could be like 10 cents if it was bent up a little bit. Kenkon, we've got Follow Earth. Especially if you recur it. You don't say. We got a green 2 generic sorcery. Put target land on top of its owner's library. That's massive. Because it's not like bouncing someone's land back to their hand. You're stealing their draw step. Like, if you bounce back to your hand, if you bounce a land back to somebody's hand, like, they still get a fresh card. You basically, the card effectively says, destroy target land, also make your opponent, like, discard a card. Or your opponent just doesn't draw a card for the next turn. Incredible. Very, very good. Oh yeah, did anyone hear? The old Mickey Mouse, the old-fashioned one, like the first version of Mickey Mouse, is now public domain. I could sell merchandise with the old Mickey Mouse if I really wanted to. Anyone can. Anyway, it's public domain, people. Make your Mickey Mouse T-shirts. It's a weird source of news. I wonder if the newer version of Mickey Mouse will ever reach the public domain. We got X Luma with Hidetsugu and Kairi together at last. Hidetsugu and Kairi with the black, blue 2 generic. Isn't Hidetsugu red? It's red. He's red here. How do you lose all the red? Oh, he's also black. Okay. He's red and sometimes he's black. Depends on his mood. Okay, we have an Ogre Demon Dragon. What a combination. It's a 5/4 flyer. Enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards. What? And then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in a random order. Okay, so it's just Brainstorm. That's still Brainstorm. That's free. Okay, when Hidetsugu and Kairi dies, exile the top card of your library. Target opponent loses life equal to its mana value. If it's an instant or sorcery card, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. That is incredible value. What do we got here? I need a good super chat for that. There we go. I like that. Impressive. Very much impressive. What's more impressive than anything else, however, is all of you showing up to the show today. Thank you very much for being part of Coffee and MTG today. If you want to be part of the show, you got to be here weekdays a.m., 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Don't forget that. I should also mention, okay, so like we're going to keep doing the show in the evening, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time up to January 5th, but maybe I should start saying that I'm going to be on vacation from like January 10th up until, when is it? Till, I'll be back like January 29th. I'm gone for a long time. So you gotta like live without me for a little while. But there's still gonna be shows coming out on replay. So everyone on the replay, I mean, it's gonna be like nothing ever happened. Thank you everyone for supporting the channel. If you're a member on YouTube, a patron on Patreon, or you super chat to contribute to the show, I really appreciate it. It also keeps the show running. And the most important thing, we gotta thank all of you who show up in the morning. We gotta thank Kenkon and David, Samson, Tracer, Summer, Mermaid Star. We got Sazix, D&D and MTG, Toads, The Jaded, Jacob, King Ginger, Xander, Slack David, Some124C, X Luma. We got Martin. We got Slack, Christopher B. We also have Christopher, what is it, Christopher L? Killer Kirby, Jess. Who else is over here? Windows 98. Never forget, nothing's ever worked since Windows 9. Nothing's ever worked properly since Windows 95. That's where Windows 98 came in. Because you guys are the show. People like Mamfaxo. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing up them coffees, and we will keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.